Glitches are a big part of speedrunning, but sometimes a bug so game-breaking is found that drastic measures need to be taken. This was the case in Metroid Dread, where despite being only a few months old, glitches were found that had such a profound impact on the game that they had to be banned from the speedrun. Today we'll be looking at these game-breaking exploits, the impact they had on the speedrun, and the reasons why they were banned. But before we look at the most broken glitches in Metroid Dread, allow me to introduce this video's sponsor, Bubzia. If you're looking for a great holiday gift or want to experience gourmet snacks from around Japan yourself, then Bubzia is perfect for you. Bubzia is a premium snack box subscription service that delivers original assortments of Japanese snacks and tea pairings right to your doorstep each month. And the best part is, every month has a different theme. This box is the Hokkaido Holidays theme, and it contains treats inspired by the Hokkaido region and Japan's winter festivals, like my personal favorite, the Bubzia Milky Mochi, layered with marshmallow and injected with a condensed milk filling. It's something you won't want to miss. Each box comes with a culture guide that describes the snacks it contains and provides you with information about the theme of the box, such as the corn in the Hokkaido region having a very high sugar content. Bubzia is a fantastic gift for anyone that appreciates Japanese snacks and culture. And if this culinary tour isn't enough and you'd like to experience Japan for yourself, Bubzia has you covered. Because for everyone that subscribes before December 31st, Bubzia will be entering you into a draw for a free pair of tickets to Japan. So if you want free tickets to Japan, use my code abyssoft10 and link to become eligible to win the giveaway by subscribing to Bubzia, and my code will get you 10% off of your subscription. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity available for anyone who subscribes until December 31st. The terms and conditions are included down below with my promo code, and with that, let's get into the video. If you're familiar with other speedruns, you may know that out-of-bounds glitches are some of the most powerful when it comes to skipping content and completing the game faster. Metroid Dread, however, has some very aggressive anti-cheat features built into it, and if you somehow manage to clip out of bounds, the game triggers Samus's death animation. Despite this anti-cheat protocol, the first glitch we're looking at has found a way to clip into terrain without dying, and it's considered to be one of the most difficult to execute in the run. This is the Shine Sink clip. It allows you to clip through single-tile platforms without dying, but the setup is complex, so let's take a look at how it works. The Shine Sink clip, or SSC, is best broken down into three segments that form the entire glitch: charging the Shine Spark, the Flash Slide and Shine Spark release, and the Grapple Beam to finish the clip. To start the glitch off, you need to charge a Shine Spark, then do a Flash Slide towards a wall that's connected to a platform that has a height of 1 tile. For some reason, Samus's animation when sliding to the wall behaves abnormally, and she will clip into the wall slightly without triggering the death sequence. Once in this state, you have a tight window to execute the Shine Spark, and if done correctly, Samus will start to sink into the floor. There is a catch, however. If you move the analog stick away from the wall once you are in the floor, you will clip further into the ground and trigger the death animation. So it's important not to move once you've started to sink. Once the sink has started, you want to aim up and away from the wall, then perform a quick sequence of inputs that has you phase through the floor while in the grapple beam animation. If done correctly, it will push you through to the other side without dying, and it has two applications in the run. The enemy you fight to gain the ice missiles can be skipped with an SSC, since you can use the trick to get out of its room for a decent time save, and you can use it to leave the wave enemy room early to save a few seconds over the normal route. Early after its discovery, there was another use for the SSC, and that was getting the screw attack early, but a new glitch quickly made that obsolete, and it's time we looked at Camera Lock. Camera Lock has an extensive setup that starts at the beginning of the run after the counterattack tutorial. It requires you to perform two additional skips, one where you skip the first Emmy, and another where you get the Phantom Cloak early, and they both involve a trick called the Pseudo Wave Beam. Normally, players can only shoot through walls once they've acquired the wave beam, but with correct positioning, it's possible to get the projectile from the basic power beam to hit targets behind walls. This is because the range of the power beam is slightly longer than it appears to be, and the hitbox attached to its projectiles is large enough that under the right conditions you can shoot into terrain and damage objects that are normally out of reach. Once you've performed both of these skips, you need to head to the Corpius boss fight and load from the last checkpoint once the battle begins. This takes you back to the area with the counterattack enemy. And for some strange reason, the melee tutorial will play a second time. At this point, you'll be resetting the Corpius fight a few more times and progressing further into the run to grab some items for progression. But once you acquire the grapple beam, you'll go back to the counterattack cutscene, except this time, you'll approach from the opposite direction. You'll want to kill the enemy and then leave the room. Upon re-entry, the cutscene will trigger, except this time, when you complete it, the camera will be locked in place. This is because the game is trying to load the pink enemy into the cutscene, but the actor has already been killed by us previously, which breaks the camera, thus locking it in place. Now, you might be thinking that this is a bad thing for speedrunning since you can't play a game without seeing where you're going, right? Normally that would be the case, but when camera lock is achieved, it unloads almost every actor in the game except for things like floors and walls. This means that enemies and door locks aren't present while you move around off-screen. Players use audio cues to help them navigate while in this state, and when you want to end the camera lock, all you need to do is use a shine spark. The astounding thing about this glitch is that the cutscene reset was found on accident and almost passed over as having no use to the run. It wasn't until a deeper investigation from the glitch hunting team that camera lock was found, and the applications it had were soon mapped out. Using camera lock, runners grab screw attack earlier than you could by using the SSC, but its biggest application comes in the 100% category, for one particular missile tank near the screw attack. In the elevator room from Barania to Artaria is a missile pack that is only accessible using the screw attack. To get the screw attack normally, you need to take this elevator from the Barania side, since the room is locked on the Artaria side with a missile cover. The problem is that using the elevator causes the entire map to become frozen. In casual gameplay, players would clear the frozen section, get the screw attack, then backtrack for the missile pack. But with camera lock, the missile cover on the Artaria side isn't loaded, so you can skip using the elevator and triggering the frozen section, which lets you grab the screw attack and missile pack much earlier. Camera lock has an extensive setup, but it's not the most broken glitch in the run by far. That title is reserved for the ledge warp. Also discovered by Roborotembo, the ledge warp is a frame-perfect trick that will warp you back to the ledge it was enabled on when you exit the morph ball. So how does it work? When you jump onto a ledge and barely have the height to get on top of it, Samus will enter into a small mantle animation, and if you enter into the morph ball 2 frames before this animation triggers, you will store the ledge warp state. While the ledge warp is in storage, you are free to move around in the morph ball, but if you jump into the air while facing the same direction you initially stored the mantle animation, and then unmorph, you will be teleported back to the ledge. If you unmorph while facing a different direction or while grounded, the stored mantle animation will be removed from storage without teleporting you. And if you're late on the initial setup by a frame, you'll instead enter into what is called a space ball, as you gain extra height off the jump. Currently, there is only one use of the ledge warp, and it's in the any % current patch category. It's used to save time in the screw attack room. Not a huge impact on the leaderboards overall, so you're probably wondering why it was banned with the others. So let's have a look at the reasons for banning these glitches. The SSC is similar to the pseudo wave beam in that they both involve clipping, but there isn't a risk of death with the pseudo beam if you fail the execution, as it's only a partial clip. The SSC involves clipping Samus entirely through a section of terrain, which in most cases triggers death. Due to the SSC being such an extreme form of clipping, a vote was held, and it was determined to be a major glitch. This led to a leaderboard split, with runs that allow major glitches being put in the current patch section, and runs that are no major glitches being put in the NMG section. While the vote was going on, the camera lock glitch was discovered, and it was quickly decided that it would be considered a major glitch because of the way that it fundamentally changes the game, which leaves us with the ledge warp. With only one minor use in a single category, you're likely wondering why the ledge warp was banned from the no major glitches section, and it has to do with what's going on under the hood. Ledge warp is a storage glitch, and these have the potential to be some of the most powerful in all of speedrunning. A great example is the particle storage glitch in Paper Mario that's used to perform a credits warp with a little help from Ocarina of Time. If you want something more recent, look no further than the new Diamond and Pearl remakes, where menu storage is used to get out of bounds and skip trainer battles. Stay tuned for a future video on that. When it comes to Metroid Dread, the full powers of the ledge warp and storage aren't fully understood, with other more minor variations of storage already in use, like the water bomb jump that uses storage to get a full height bomb jump while underwater. So while ledge warp doesn't have a massive effect on the run currently, it was banned preemptively and moved outside of the no major glitches category, since the potential havoc is so high with a glitch of that type. While these glitches may have been banned from the no major glitches section, you can still see them in the current patch subdivision of any main category on the leaderboard. But we only looked at 3 of the banned glitches. There are 2 more that are worth mentioning. The axis skew glitch allows you to skip getting the gravity suit by breaking Samus from the side-scrolling axis of the game and having her face towards the screen. While in this state, a lot of strange things can happen, but in order to perform the axis skew, you need to first perform the invincibility glitch. Invincibility is exactly as it sounds, and it was a staple of the suitless category, where you beat the game without getting any suit upgrades. Nintendo thought this was such a game-breaking glitch that they patched it out, making the suitless speedrun impossible. And if you want to hear that story, you'll have to stay tuned for a future video. If you like what you've seen, consider supporting me on Patreon, where you get sneak peeks and updates on videos in production. And there's also the community Discord, where fans of the channel are always hanging out and chatting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.